And welcome back to another episode of Generation Shock. It's called the elderly edition because we're doing it during dinner time for all you youngins out there. We got a great show in store for you today. We're going to talk about how travel has changed over the years and maybe even within the last 2 years. But before we do that, it's time for the intro. Here we go.
Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
All right. So, how you guys doing today? How's everybody out there?
Great so far.
Chilling.
Well, as always, I'm the monster on the mic. I'm Sheck Monster. I have with me the worst dressed person on earth, Mr. Messiah, with all that ugly Patriots shit. And then we got my boy Phoenix Born rising from the ashes every single time we do the show. Let's go.
Hey.
So, talk to me, guys. How's the week going? How's everything in life? How's life treating you?
Go ahead,
chill.
Phoenix.
It's been chill. With my new job, having holidays off, it felt good. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, you got a little
really
holiday
good.
time off?
Yeah, so we get the major holidays off, and then some of the minor ones, we can request it to have a personal holiday.
Very cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was like, word? We out, bro.
So you don't no more Black Fridays for you? No more.
Well, we do gotta work Friday for a little bit because of our clients. But
Yeah.
other than that, Christmas we're off, New Year's we're off, Labor Day, Memorial Day, like almost every holiday we're off.
Nice.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Must be nice, huh?
Yeah, must be nice.
Living that privileged life. Shit.
I've become what I hate the most, corporate.
Yeah, what? What'd you have?
Sorry, I just got something which is not supportive. I don't know. I got an error. I hope the show's going okay. Got an error message. Never seen that before. Don't say go Patriots. Yes, we're early today, Natasha, because we're not going to speak of the reason, but it's important and I'm doing it. But
Go Patriots.
yeah, I have a couple on my team. I may draft one tonight. We'll see. I have a fantasy draft tonight at 10 o'clock, so we got to come on early. I apologize.
Yeah, that's why we have to do it at 7.
I hope you guys enjoy the show while you're eating, dinner and everything. It'll be exciting.
Yeah, put us on the main TV. Watch us there.
I don't know. Did you guys ever post any? Did you ever post any pictures, Messiah, from Generation Shock from this weekend or no?
Yes, I did.
Okay, because I haven't looked. But
It's
anyway,
the most liked picture in Generation Shock.
history, the one with me in it. Oh, so flattered. I'm so
They're
flattered.
seeing your face. They're like, oh my God.
He's real.
Nelly and Messiah with Ron Jeremy.
Whoa. Whoa, you going out here throwing shots off rip.
No, I'm saying, let me tell you a quick story before we start Generation with the sports section.
Yeah,
the
like
Monster Weekend Sports.
I'm working on trying to get that up. So yeah, you please talk.
So I'm walking in. I'm like, I'm here. Where you
walk
at?
It out now. Walk it out now. Walk it out.
And and then Sheck Monster's like, I'm in the middle. But before I do that though, I'm looking around. I'm like, where the motherfuckers are at? They should have been by the bar or something. And I'm looking around. I can't find them. And I looked at Sheck Monster, but it didn't look like him, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, whatever. So I text him, where you guys are at? I'm here. He's like, oh, we're in the middle. So I walk. I was like, holy shit, it is Sheck Monster. Bro, look totally different with his hair down up to here. Shit. Look like what back in the days of the way they dressed, like George Washington days with the hair down here. Like Supreme Court judges.
The whole thing was though that made it even worse is the fact that I'm waiting for him to get there and he's not there. So I'm like, yo, what's going on? He's like, oh well, so and so should be inside. Right. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because I thought it was gonna be like 3 people there. I'm like, all right, no big deal. I'll go in and hang out with so and so. And then I come to find out that so and so, by the way, for those of you who don't know, is Nelly's wife. I don't put people's names out there who don't want to be out there, and I don't know if she does or doesn't. So that's why I use so and so. But I walk in and then I see Nelly there. And he turns around, and then I see somebody tell Nelly, "Hey, who's this guy?" And I had my hair down on purpose to make it, to have the locks flowing and everything, and doing the whole thing. And he looks over, looks straight dead in the eye at me, and was like, "What are you talking about? I don't see anybody." Oh shit!
No fucking way. Really? That's
Oh
what
my God.
happened?
Dude, she missed it. She's supposed to get it on video. Completely
Yeah.
didn't do that. She's a complete
Damn.
failure. We still love her though, but complete failure. Just throwing it out there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was funny, but oh man, it was a good time to be back and
It was.
for the weekend.
good.
Had a great fantasy draft. Got to hang out with a lot of people. Got really sloppy.
Got the network.
Got to network. Yeah, which I still gotta reach out more about. But yeah, it was definitely good times. So I was exciting. Very exciting. So
Nice.
anyway. All right.
So-
if you can stall for like 3 more minutes, I could
3 more
probably
minutes
have
while you
Monster.
talk about.
3 more minutes.
Yeah, I could probably
So-
get Monster Rica Sports up and running.
All right, cool. Yeah. So Phoenix. So
Yo.
did you see the market go this week? It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's just crazy. It just went from fucking the crypto went like this, and then it went woof, like, and all the people
what
that
caused
panicked.
that? I want to know about that. What caused the crypto
So-
to plummet?
There's a few things that were going on. They were saying that the news leading up to El Salvador buying all the Bitcoin was already built into the price currently. Then another group of people were saying, hey, a lot of like traders had their account really like highly leveraged. So then once it started going south, then their accounts had to be liquidated. So they were saying that was going on. They were saying that people were just trying to sell the news. So once it got to the day of El Salvador, then people just said, hey, cool, I'm gonna just go ahead and sell it. Because I woke up that day and I was like, oh my gosh, this is red. Well,
Yeah.
back to being poor again. All right, let's continue.
All you see is the Lamborghinis right by in your head.
Yeah, I was like, there we go.
That Corvette
No,
is stole from the dealership.
Yeah. Yo, facts, bro. And I was like, Monster, usually what happens in the market, like especially crypto, whenever Bitcoin moves, everything else follows.
Yeah,
So if
everything else
Bitcoin
follows.
drops, everything else drops.
Drop it like
Yeah.
it's hot. Okay, but it's not. Drop it like it's
Yeah,
not
so-
hot, I guess, right? That'd be
But
more
it
accurate.
is what it is. I didn't sell anything. I'm waiting till payday to buy more, so I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. I think I can at least get Monster Rican Sports. I think we're good there. So we can go ahead and we can hop into that, I guess.
Go ahead.
All right.
Do it.
Here we go.
Ooh, let's go.
It's time.
Gotta climb to the top, but we're never gonna stop. When I'm low, yeah, we going high.
All right. That's right. It's time for Monster Rican Sports. I did forget to move the subscribe button, so that looked a little weird. Oh well. It's just so you guys know, I don't know what, I think it's just because we're not doing it on normal time. I hit a button when I was trying to do something and it completely like resized and reorganized all of the screens. So like everything you guys were going to see was going to be completely weird looking and it wouldn't be full. So like I have to go back and redo it. So we're a little like, numbered out. Like, it's not quite where I want it to be on certain things, but it's all good anyway. So
It's good.
Before you
It's good.
start the conversation, I didn't get a whiteboard ready, but I got the tally ready. We ready now.
oh, that's what I'm talking about.
We're gonna do it on paper real quick.
Yeah.
Well, this segment there's no contest. I always win, so I'm not really worried about that.
Okay.
But anyway,
Yeah. Yeah, I think yeah. Does those headsets fit, bro? Because your head's a little swollen.
oh no, I get the extra large size. Don't worry. So anyway, there's really not too much to talk about in sports right now.
Besides U.S. Open.
Yeah, there's nothing to talk about in sports right now, other than the only sport that matters starts tomorrow night, and it's going to be a really good game. It is going to be the Buccaneers versus the Cowboys.
Cowboys,
So,
yeah.
Looking forward to that game. Should be a good time.
Bro, did you see the price on those tickets? $500.
That's not that
Even
bad.
in Tampa.
That's not that bad.
What? That's not bad?
No.
Come on. Those are nosebleeds, bro.
Yeah. It's
9,000 if you're sitting by like the 50-yard line. When has the tickets in Tampa ever been that priced? When? Not even when when Grugan was their coach and they won the fucking.
Who is it? Who's the coach?
I don't know. I can't pronounce his name, so I say Grugan.
Grugan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even when they won the Super Bowl the next year, they didn't. It wasn't like that expensive either. It's the GOAT, bro.
Whatever. Did I change the resolution? Is that what I ended up doing? I have no idea.
No, but whatever you're doing, over here on this side, it's like a delay. Like the internet's like
Yeah, but that's the problem. It's like it's telling me the current resolution of 2432 by 1616, which is not supported by this video. So I don't know. Like I didn't even touch that, and so I don't know what's going on tonight. It just doesn't like us going early.
Yeah,
I guess.
it's just like they're like, "Fuck you, you guys are prime time, not this fucking evening shit." What are you guys? 20?
Yeah. So like I'm looking here, and I don't know where those settings are. So anyway, let's just go ahead and get through this show so I can fix things for next time. Anyway, that's about, you go ahead, talk about your little US Open or whatever shit you want to talk about.
Well, I don't got much because I've just been watching it lately because my wife has been watching it because she loves tennis. Well, she likes tennis. I can't say love. And I always get under her skin when I'm like, when Czech is playing, and I'm like, she's like, what the fuck are they losing? I'm like, babe, because they suck. And then she's just like, you suck. Like, she takes it very personal.
Jeez, sounds like it.
Yeah, she's like, she gets upset at that. But well, it made me there's like young people this year that for me it seems, I mean, mind you, it's the first year I watch it. And they're just kicking ass. The only one that's still there that's familiar to me was Djokovic. I think that's his name. Yeah. And he's like 36 years old and he's still kicking ass.
Yeah.
And that's old for tennis.
Yeah, it is. All right. Good talk about that. Let's go back into our topics. Let's get this show going. I got all kinds of fucking.
The only thing I had was wrestling. That's it.
Oh no, let's hear about it. I like wrestling. It's better.
Yeah, bring up wrestling, bro. Go ahead.
Tennis.
The only thing is, if I remember correctly, AEW had their pay-per-view event All Out, and I was in my room doing some homework. You know,
he was all out.
Unfortunately, yeah, basically. And they were basically CM Punk was doing his first match there. And the rumor has it Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan in WWE's name, and that was his name back in there. He showed up, and all I hear from my room is just the TV so loud, and then my stepdad cheering for something. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So I go and walk out, and I was like, oh, Bryan Danielson's here. Okay. And then if you're familiar with WWE NXT, Adam Cole showed up there as well. It was a big weekend. It was a really big weekend. And then this Friday on SmackDown, supposedly Brock Lesnar is going to show up at Madison Square Garden.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Is he still like wrestling?
He signed, his contract is signed for 8 appearances. That's what his contract signed for.
He's making big money with them because in UFC he was getting his ass kicked.
Yeah, no, he don't come to WWE unless it's a big check.
Yeah.
Makes sense. But they got the money to pay him, so they'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened this week.
All right, I like that. Let's get some updates weekly on some wrestling. Maybe it'll get me back.
Yeah, we could throw wrestling in there. That's what would be pretty cool. Made me watch wrestling.
I love whenever I say something and then he like repeats it, like he's like my little birdie, my little parrot. Yeah, wrestling. That's it.
Yeah, Checkmaster, you see this?
You hear my great idea? You hear my great idea? Gosh, I'm so smart wrestling. I'm so glad I came up with that, guys. That's why this is my show.
Yeah. Hold on. This is the old-fashioned way, right? Since we're modern, I'm pressing buttons over here like my iPad. Boop, there you go.
Okay.
Oh
whatever
makes
you
joke
feel
of
good.
the day.
Yeah.
Dad joke of the day. This is what happens when we start.
Bad joke of the day. All right, let's get into it. So, being that I came, so everybody understands. I went to, I went away for the weekend, came back, saw my dad, saw some people, had a good time. It was only a very short trip and everything. It wasn't very long. But it got me thinking about traveling. And, you know, my parents got divorced at 6. And so I traveled by myself on planes ever since I was like 6 years old. So I've gone back and forth. And it's just, I'm sitting on the plane. I'm like, man, it's crazy to think how things have changed in the travel world. And that's not even including just the last 2 years with all the other bullshit that we've added on with COVID, right? So what we're going to do is we want to start by taking a trip down memory lane. And I want to find out some of your earliest memories of traveling. So like, for instance, I know Nate, it's going to be like, you know, an airplane or a car, maybe. I know for Messiah, it's going to be by dog sled or by boat. You know, he was there before planes were invented, so he remembers what it's like, you know, because he was hanging out with the Wright brothers. Yeah, that was his first experience, you know. But let's talk a little bit about traveling. So, you know, let's jump right in. Messiah, do you want to go first this time? I think you should. You have the oldest memories, so let's hear about it.
With me, you talking about just basic traveling, right? Not flying.
It could be flying. It could be traveling. I mean, traveling in general has changed over the years, right?
It has.
But then I do want to get more into planes, but I think we'll go there in a little bit. Right now, let's just talk about, I mean, you can talk about planes if you want, but let's just talk about traveling. Like,
all right. So yeah. Well, with my family, the earliest travel I remember was when my family used to live like 30, 40 minutes away from each other. So a lot of it for the summer, I used to always travel out there. If you're talking about traveling to another state or another country, my earliest memory would be when I was 13. My mother put me on a plane. She's like, "You going with your pops for 3 months? I can't deal with your shit anymore. You going with your pops." So it was my first time in an airplane ever, 13 years old. I remember a stewardess coming up to me asking me, "Are you by yourself?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm a little bit shy, so I was like, "Yeah." She walked me in. They didn't even sit me in economy. They sat me in the front. I'm like, "Holy shit, this is badass." So I always thought that you get a good meal every time you sit in an airplane. It happens to be that the stewardess sat me in the front, so I guess first class gets the good meal. So I always thought that's how it always was.
He's been privileged since the day he was born. Everybody hear this shit?
No, no. So then that's my earliest memory of traveling. But I remember the food was good. And then during all this time that I've traveled, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Peanuts and pretzels? What is this? What is this? But other than that, I mean, a lot of my stories will have to do with the band. It's all vehicles. We drove everywhere. We had some fucking times where it was a rainy day and we was driving on this Previa, right? Toyota Previa, and it was like 6 of us in a vehicle, and then those seats you can flip them, right? So I'll be driving, the seats are flipped on the passenger side, so they play cards. Everybody's like keeping themselves entertained, writing music or entertaining, or playing cards. We go over a puddle in the highway, and the car just shuts off. And mind you, it's like 2:00 in the morning, and I'm like, "Yo, we're about to get hit by a truck or something. We need to figure something out." So we get out quick and we start pushing the car, try to get into the emergency lane, and then hoping for it to turn them back on. And then we was just like, come on. This was in the Turnpike in Boston. And it finally turned on, got us home and everything. But that's one of my earliest experience with long road shit driving.
So what was that? So I guess part of my question, I'm curious for you, like what'd you do for entertainment while you traveled?
What do you mean? Oh, music.
Do you know what entertainment is? Like, I mean, what
yeah, music.
So stupid.
Okay, just music. All right. What do you got, Nate? What kind of stories you got about traveling and some of your experiences early on?
When I was younger, mainly I would always visit my family in Puerto Rico every summer. So obviously I was always flying. And it was similar to Messiah, where I would be 5, 6, 7 years old. I'll go to the plane alone. The stewards would be like, "Hey, is it just you?" And I'm like, "Yeah," but I would actually have to wear a lanyard that way they knew, hey, it's just me as a child or whatever. So whatever. I remember one time I went to first class and I was like, wow, I get water out of this wine glass. I didn't know the name at that time. But I was like, man, this is fancy. Man, I get fish here too. Shoot, I'm gonna start eating real quick. So I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, we're always gonna go to the front. But then it was like, no, just depending on where it is and the ticket. And sometimes if my family was late for whatever reason, they'll keep me in like a kids holding area. So sometimes there'll be a playground or there'll just be video games or cards to play, just whatever there was, get picked up, and then I'll be with family. And then on the return trip, it'll be the same way. It wasn't until I started getting older where I started doing more road trips in terms with family or friends, and then traveling by cruise as well to other countries. But most of the time has just been flying. And I would always eat the peanuts. I would always be starving for whatever reason. I was always hungry. And I was like, man, can I get a second bag of peanuts? Like, is this allowed? Do I got to pay? I'm a kid. I got no cash. I got a Game Boy. What's going on here?
Oh, my goodness. Dude.
That's how it was.
Yeah, I see. I just remember when you're young, you're packing for, these flights and these car trips, and like you're looking for books and toys and games and like anything you could find to keep you busy, because traveling was kind of boring. Like even car rides. Remember back in the day? I mean, you had like a radio and a tape deck, right? That's it. I mean, there was nothing else, right? And the whole thing,
music in the car. That's it.
Music in the car, and sometimes you got forced to make your own music. That was the worst. Like, hey, everybody, let's sing. Yeah, let's not. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, oh my God, I did it again. Stop it. Subscribe. You're not ready yet. Anyway. Oh man, this is gonna be a
I
fun
remember
episode.
like traveling there, like we all didn't fit in the car, but we still managed to get everybody in the car. Fuck a seatbelt when we were young.
Oh, speaking of that, when I was in Puerto Rico, since I was the smallest one out of the family and we were too big for the van, I was always in the trunk. I was like, bruh. And I remember
Really?
one time we were going to a beach, and for whatever reason, getting to this beach was 3 hours away. And I'm in the trunk just looking at the window, and I'm like,
For
bro.
3 hours?
Dude, that's how
yeah,
you rolled sometimes, dude. I remember going like that's just you had no choice back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was the actual trunk, or it was like a station wagon. You sit in
No,
the
it
back.
was like a van. Yeah, like the
Yeah,
back was
little
open.
station
Are you
wagon.
crazy?
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
like a station wagon type thing. Yo, you.
Oh, I used to
wildin' for
love.
that,
I used to
bro.
love when they
You
put me
wild
back
for
there,
that.
bro. I used to fall asleep back there.
No, yeah, that's
And then-
fine. But you over here thinking it's an actual trunk, yo.
I thought it was a
that's
trunk
vile.
traveler, bro.
No.
Your family ruthless, bro. Get in the fucking trunk.
Yeah, but that's the difference. Like now when you look at it, like, you know, these kids, when they go traveling, they got their iPods and their fucking tablets, and like, you know, parents are like, oh my God, I have a trip tomorrow. My tablet died. I need a new one now. I'm going to die. Ah,
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like how
Yeah, that's
crazy
the
is
thing.
it? Like even planes today, right? I got on a plane and even the airport, right? I go to the airport, first of all, and there's all these nice looking places, restaurants and shit like that, right? Number
Bro.
one. Number two, I get and I sit down, and this is at least at Orlando International Airport. There's an outlet underneath every seat. I remember when I used to walk like for an hour to try to find an outlet to plug in a phone. You know, mind you, that was just a flip phone so I could make a phone call. I wasn't no entertainment on my phone. And now you got outlets like everywhere and everything like that. And then you get on the plane, and there's TVs on all of them. There's outlets under seats, right? All this
There's
shit.
games.
Yeah,
That you
games
play
you
with
can
everybody
play.
in the airplane. You play with everybody in the
Yeah.
airplane if they're playing it.
Oh man, like all this different stuff now. It's just like it blows my mind how different traveling has become, and how these things have become like a necessity where people are like, "Oh my God, the Wi-Fi's down. I want a voucher." You know, like what the hell did you do before?
Yeah. Yo, but you know what's crazy? Like one of my memories that I remember traveling with my cousin and I, we used to always sit in the back, and we used to always make up these stupid songs or to entertain ourselves, right? And the only song I can always remember is McDonald's, right? It was McDonald's, and you passing through. And the reason why we created
What
that is
song is
because
that?
we always wanted McDonald's. So we always it's like subliminal messages to the family, right?
Mhm.
Whoever was driving, they used to always tell us to shut the fuck up. We ain't getting McDonald's. And the reason why we say passing through, because that's all we did is pass through. We never stopped.
Yeah,
So
that
we used to
part.
always come up with stupid shit.
Yeah.
God dumb.
Oh. So, yeah. I mean, when we're talking about like the last 10 years, even like the traveling on planes has completely been revolutionized and completely different. And I feel like it's a different experience. You know, you can get distracted and taken away from the experience of travel, where before, I remember having delays, and it's like, oh my God, my world's ending. Have to pop open
Yeah.
my flip phone. Hey, I'm on delay. I'll be home late. You know, don't forget to pick me up, blah, blah, blah. And then just sit there with literally like nothing to do in my life. And now
Yo,
I got laptops and phones and computers. And now I'm freaking like,
I developed all this flying that I did, right? I developed this fear of flying that now it's just, to me, it's just anxiety, bro. I'd be sitting in the airplane, like in the waiting to get in. And I'm like shaking. And in my head, right? I get like crazy anxiety. My wife, I feel bad for my wife because she wants to travel every year. She wants to go to a new country or somewhere. But I'm like, nah, it's not happening. If we can drive, let's go. I'll drive somewhere. Let's do that. I can do that. And she's always throwing the statistics on me, like, oh, this flying is there. I go, yeah, I get it. I know the statistics. Yes. But if that shit comes down, there's guaranteed death. You get into a car accident, it's not always guaranteed death.
It's not always guaranteed. Okay.
there's
so-
plane wrecks that don't lead to death. Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's guaranteed death.
It's not guaranteed.
Anyways, so like this crazy shit, and trust me, bro, I get this shakes in my head. For my son's graduation, I almost got up the airport and just walked out. And I kept on saying, no, I have to be there. No, I have to be there. But my head was like, no, you got to get the fuck out of here. No, you got to. And then I take delays as sign right? Look how stupid
Okay.
I am, right? I take delays as sign that yo, this is a sign. This is a sign that something's gonna happen. You need to get the fuck out. Leave the airport and leave because the delay is something's wrong with the airplane. Something's gonna happen. My anxiety kills me now, bro. And before I used to get on airplanes like nothing, but I went through so many bad flights, so many turbulences that I started developing a fear for them. Like I've been through turbulence that I went from Orlando to Atlanta. It's like an hour, 15 to 45-minute flight. But the minute every flight in the airport in Orlando was canceled, except for the flight that I had to get into. This was the group. We're flying to Chicago. And we have to go to Atlanta first, and then from Atlanta, we go to Chicago. Every flight got canceled because of the heavy storm, except for mine. I'm like, there's no way. Every flight got canceled for hours. That's bullshit. So obviously we're committed on the contract, so we have to get on. So we got I got on and everything. The minute it takes off, bro, this plane is like dropping. And I'm like, when we landed in Atlanta, right? I told my manager, listen, my life is worth more than $3,000, bro. I don't know why we're here, but I'm worth more than $3,000. So don't ever put me through a fucking shit like that again. And he's like, bro, I can't control that shit. I can't control the turbulence and all that shit. What do you mean? I'm like, bro, if the flight's not canceled, every other flight is canceled except for ours, we calling wherever we're going, we're like, yo, we're gonna be late. We're gonna catch the flight next day because that was just bullshit.
Preach.
But the flight from Atlanta to Chicago was the smoothest flight ever. It was like it redeemed itself. It was like smooth sailing.
Well, I will say
I'm the
like
opposite.
yeah, no, my last flight that I just had was turbulence as hell. I guess that's just the difference of, for me, I'm just like, cool, man. If it's my time, I go fast. Let's go.
It's not fast, bro. It's 8 minutes, bro.
Dude, 8 minutes.
That's how you hit the ground. It's 8 minutes, bro. That's 8 minutes of you thinking, what the fuck is... I got 8 minutes to make phone calls. If they go through, you got 8 minutes to text. You got 8 minutes to think about shit. I'm dying. It's torture, bro.
Nah, it'll be all right. It'll be all right.
That's torture. That's what at least that's what goes through my head.
I don't care.
That's what goes through my head.
Yo, if there's a turbulence, I'd be like, all right, I'm going to sleep. I've been sleeping through that.
Listen, dude, it was hilarious. There's this little girl behind me, and we're literally going through the turbulence, and we're dropping a little bit and stuff. And her dad is like clenching the seat. You could hear like him tensing up in the seat, and the little girl's just like, "Woo! This is so much fun. Let's do it again!" Like, oh my god! Like she thinks it's a freaking roller coaster. Her dad's about to pass out and have a fucking conniption, and the poor little girl's just like, "Yes, this is the greatest day ever." I'm like, dude, this shit's hilarious. Hilarious.
That's funny.
Oh my goodness.
I've been chilling in the airport.
Hell yeah, I was the first to clap when the airplane landed. Hell yeah, bro. When that shit landed, I was
Take
like,
a Xanax.
Gracias, Dios mío.
That's what
Papito.
Sheridan said. Take some damn Xanax.
Yeah.
Motrin
Bro,
or some
I can't.
shit.
I don't think, like when I fly from here to Czech Republic, I don't eat in the airplane. I don't eat before getting on. I don't eat in the airplane. I fucking try to sleep all fucking day, like through the whole flight. By the time I land in actual Czech Republic, it's like a 12-hour flight because we go from one country to the other. I am starving. And my father-in-law is like, I know you're hungry. What do you want? I'm like, bro, Subway, if there's anyone near me. He's like, what?
First of all, let me unpack this. First of all, why don't you eat on an airplane?
Because my anxiety, I throw up. I don't even go to the bathroom. And it's like 12-hour flight, bro. I'm like sleeping like this. That for me, my anxiety is so crazy. I gotta figure something out because the wife is like,
dude, I brought a lunchbox with some sandwiches, some chips and shit in it. Like I was fucking eating like a king on the plane, watching a movie. That's the one of the best. I catch up on a movie. I eat a little food.
I don't
pass
watch
out
the
and
news.
Snore like fucking.
The whole week before flying, I don't watch the news. I don't watch anything that has to do with airplanes because for me, it drives my anxiety.
Can't even watch.
When I
Civil
drive
War.
to the airport, even if it's Uber, I'm shut. Nothing. I'm not even talking. I'm looking outside. I'm looking for signs of, God, if this is the day, please give me a sign.
The last thing you want to do is look up and see fucking some engine failure.
Yo, facts.
That would be the sign. But my anxiety is just like it's just too crazy. But I have to get over it. I get over it every 4 nights. I go through it every 4 years because that's when we go to Czech Republic every 4 years, and that's because that's me putting up with it. Like, okay, we have to go, because she wants to see her parents and all that. But it's the. I think I gotta do some of that, some therapy for that shit.
Damn.
Nah, I don't eat in the airplane.
And I feel
used to,
bad.
but no, yeah, that's crazy, Messiah. No, I don't eat in the airplane. I try to do everything before because I don't want to deal with walking through the aisle and then fighting for the bathroom. And then you got no internet in the plane, so I don't have Instagram to be when I'm on the toilet. So I try my best. Like if I have my water bottle, I control that. I'm like, all right, if I can just stay thirsty, then I don't got to use the bathroom. All I got to do is maintain the minimum.
It all depends on where you're flying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I mainly go Florida to Jersey, 2 hour, maybe 2.5 hour flight. It's enough to watch one full movie of something. And I'm just like, dude, I'm not going to need to, like, unless I'm like hurting from something else, I shouldn't need to shit or piss like the 2 hours I'm there. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm going in. Dude, I used to go sometimes I'd fly United and there's upgrade chart. You could do an upgrade to first class. So sometimes I'd buy my ticket and I'm just like, and I buy it early and I'm like, oh, I got to pay for this ticket because I don't have the money. And then I get there, it's like, oh, $60 and you can upgrade to first class. I'm like, you know what? $60? Fuck that. Let's do it. Dude, next thing I know,
I've done that.
I'm like the country song, getting drunk on a plane. Dude,
I've done that, bro.
Loving life.
Then
dude,
but that's a 3-hour flight. Fuck it.
Snacks, warm cookies, towels for my face. I'm feeling like a fucking boss. You know what I'm saying? I almost did it on the United flight back from New Jersey because they had the really high end first class. That was like a little separate container. And like, so you had like, because it was I guess a plane that's made more for long distance rather than what we were flying. I almost did it for that one. It was like $180. And I was like, I'm not spending $180 for 2 hours. Fuck that.
I did it once. We were going from Miami. It was just a short flight. It was from Miami to Orlando. And they're like, there's seats available. You guys want to do the upgrade? I'm like, fuck, I'm going to do it. My manager was like, yo, why the fuck you doing it, bro? It's just an hour flight. Not even half an hour flight. But bro, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die in first class. So upgrading, I go, bro, I want whatever they're drinking, right? And then when I did it, bro, turbulence through the whole fucking flight. I didn't even get to it. They didn't give you nothing to drink. I'm like, but everybody in the group was like, you stupid. They were all laughing at me like, you stupid. You upgraded. They sat there all day, no food, nothing.
Listen,
like, yeah.
If I ever fly across over the seas like Czech Republic like you do or something, that's where I want to be fucking first class. You know what? That shit's worth it. If I'm gonna be stuck on a plane for fucking 5, 6, 7 hours, let me do that shit.
It's almost like thing, bro.
Yeah, let her. You probably get a happy finish and everything. Like, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go.
It's almost like beds with depending the airline.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I want the full meal experience. I want beds. I want fine alcohol.
Here's another airplane story that I have, and it's weird because how my mind works sometimes, right? So this woman flying from the same day that I told you that I almost ran. I walked out the airport because of my son's graduation. Yeah, we got on that same airplane. There was a woman sat next to me. She had worse anxiety than I did. She was literally crying. And she was like, I can't believe they're making me do this. Fuck that, I'm driving back, my family. But she was literally crying. She cried from the minute we took off. All I did is, at that moment, my anxiety went away. I reached out to her. I'm like, you'll be fine. Everything that I've learned about, like, hey, it's just statistics, everything I've heard from people tell me. And I'm like, you'll be fine. It's this, statistically, this is better, this and that. And I held her hand and she just calmed down. And I was calm and she was calm. And then after a long time, after like an hour or two, my wife was like, okay, you can let go of her arm now. I go, babe, but she's she's an older lady, right? But I think the person that wants to take care of another person kicked in for me in the airplane, and I wasn't even paranoid anymore. I was worried more about this person than myself.
Dude, I'm gonna reach out to your wife so she can help you out. I'm gonna have her start panicking before every flight.
I don't know if that just is weird.
Miss
I can't see somebody panic.
Just panic right before you get on the plane. Just have a nervous breakdown, and he'll be so distracted trying to take care of you. Yeah, he won't realize that
The thing is that when I panic, I don't panic in the outside. I panic in the inside. Nobody knows I'm going through shit. But in my head, it's fucking everything's running and racing, and that's why I try to sleep in the airplane. I try to do things because for me, any fear or any paranoia that I go through, I keep it internal. I don't let that shit out.
See
But
you
when I
later,
see somebody
Tasha.
else going through it,
Have a good night.
it's naturally I just try to help out. Good night, Tasha.
See,
night, Tasha.
we're up too early for these kids, man. They gotta go to bed.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, jeez.
It's like, what is it? It's 7 o'clock. She's going. Oh yeah, she works delivering mail. She probably wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
No, she's on here at 10 o'clock with us. She probably just has to
I know.
go, like,
That
eat
sounds.
dinner.
It's just weird, right?
She's probably going to eat dinner or something like a normal person.
Oh.
I'm starving, believe me. All right, so let's
I
talk
know.
about.
I got food on the side. I'm like, bruh.
Right? Like, I'm about to go get
I'm
some food after
starving.
this. We talk about airplane food. I'm getting hungry. Speaking of airplane food, though, right now with this whole COVID thing and all these regulations about safety, what do you guys feel about the fact that we have literally airplanes full of people? Like, granted, you are required to wear a mask, right? By law, federal law. But once I get on the plane, they're giving me snacks and beverages, which means I'm sitting around a bunch of strangers, and I'm pulling my mask down to eat and drink.
That's just stupid. It's just stupid.
There's nothing else we could do. All I know is when I get my food, the few times I do wake up to get the airplane food, I just look to my right and my left. I'd be like, don't bother me, bro. I try to talk to you. I'm on this flight. I'm about to take a nap, eat, land. That's it. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't send a pigeon. Don't do nothing to me.
No, I'd like to. I love hitting. Like, I'm very friendly. If I can meet people, hang out, like, I'm cool with that. I tell you what, my favorite thing about flying, though, and I guess it's because I'm single, and I'm not gonna lie to you, is you're sitting at the airport, and we'll get back into the other topic in a second, but he just made me think of this. I'd be sitting in the airport, right, and I'd be people watching, right, and I'm like, okay, all right, I'd sit next to you, okay. Nah, I fucking definitely don't want to sit next to you. All right, good. I hope I'm not sitting next to you. And then you see like for instance, the flight back to Florida, right? There's this chick, and she had the weirdest outfit. It was literally like a sweatshirt and sweatpants, but the sweatpants were cut off. The sweatshirt had its arms cut off, but you just knew she was bad. Like, she was a bad chick. And all I can think about in my mind is, please, God, let me sit next to her.
What's it?
Let me
Mile High
sit
Club?
next to her. Oh, my
Mile High
God.
Club?
Oh.
I'm trying to be exclusive real quick.
No, I ain't even trying to do all that. Let me just get them digits before we die. Second turbulence hit. Baby, this could be your last chance. Give me them numbers. You don't want to die knowing that you didn't have the best date of your life with me? Shit. Oh man, but I just thought of that. But anyway, let's talk about some of the different regulations. Like, are you guys okay with the fact that we're doing that? Do you think we should tighten it down and be like, we should space out the plane more, where everybody, like, it's not a full flight? Should we stop giving food and beverage, unless it's under like a 4-hour flight? Like, what do you guys think?
I think they should space it out, right? They should have this. It shouldn't be full capacity because it's still this variant that's going around. I think we just hit 5 million or a certain amount of people, new cases, which is crazy. This new variant, and then football season's coming. There's a lot of flying football season, so especially Southwest would all the flights are cheaper on Southwest because during football season, because they know most people fly with their team. But I think they should space it out. Have a limited amount of people. If they wearing a mask, I get it. So you won't spread anything. But you're in a tube that's circulating air. It's not gonna. It doesn't help out at all.
I just don't think whether you space it out or have it full capacity just makes a difference.
Nope.
Because the whole rule is taking off the mask. That's how I see it. I mean, I don't really care. When I was flying to Missouri for my job, they're like, you got to put the mask on. And I was like, okay, well, I don't plan on talking to anybody. I don't plan on eating. I'm watching this movie and I'm getting out of here. I don't care. And a lot of my friends were telling me, they were like, oh, it's stupid how we got to put the mask on and then we got to take it off when we're eating. So you just have to regulate that mandate. And then you can go ahead and fix the capacity of all the people.
So what
Like,
you're
me,
saying then
I
is
don't
get
really
rid of the food and beverage, like, just, and then keep, like, everything else
On
is
short
fine
flights. On short flights, yeah.
So what is considered a short flight?
From here to, let's say, Atlanta, it's like 45 minutes to an hour and a half. An hour.
So what's your time limit? What do you think is conducive to be allowed to have snacks and drinks and infect the population?
No, infect. You said infect the population. You're
Trying
right.
to
So
throw-
what do you
see
want
how
to
I
do?
tried to throw
Cancel all
stuff in
flights?
there
There's
real
no
quick?
way.
I just try to slide that in, see if you
Yeah,
do.
I was like, what?
Yeah, I was just waiting for you to be like, well, you know, if it's an hour and a half, oh, cool. So anything over an hour and a half,
I was about to
everybody
answer
can die.
too, and I was like, nah.
No.
Nah.
But I
If we gotta-
I think if flying is a thing that's still gonna, it looks like it's not gonna stop, and companies are still want to make money. There's jobs out there. Even that industry is struggling to find pilots. So
Yeah.
there's even
Mhm.
that industry is doing it. So there's a lot of people that don't want to do it because of the COVID strain and all that. But obviously they gotta make money, and there's jobs out there that they need to make money also. So I think anything for 2 hours or more should have like snacks or something that they can. Why don't they just do smoothies, right? They put a smoothie right through here, strawberry through here, with a mac. That's it.
That's retarded.
Yeah, that's the
My fault.
stupidest
Well,
shit. Thank
that's
God.
ridiculous.
Somebody
That's what I meant
else
to say,
said
my
it.
fault.
Finally, I
But
didn't
think
have to
about
say
it.
it. Before,
Think
Nate-
about it.
Yo, Phoenix is going to be canceled before it even starts. Watch out, bro.
Yo, my first instinct came out.
Oh, my
It's
goodness.
okay. We
But this-
go by instincts, bro.
you know,
We're
it's
one of those
funny.
shows that
I
you can
just-
say what comes out of your
I
mouth.
get it, but this is like one of the first times that I get somebody who's like they jumped on you before I could. That's the stupidest shit ever.
Because it's so stupid. You're really gonna put a straw under the mask? Like that is stupid.
Hey,
Bro,
next
that's
week's
stupid.
episode. Next week's
listen,
episode.
if you're gonna take it off to eat like pretzels or whatever they give you, to
Hold
then put
on.
it back on, you did that whole those 20 like those 5-10 minutes that you're eating, done.
Hey,
If you was to catch anything, you're gonna catch it there.
next week's episode.
You're gonna catch it
first of all-
regardless. You still
Yeah.
have it open. Like at
Yeah.
the end of the day, it's air. It's a small particle.
Yeah.
It'll find its way. And most of the masks that are used, bro, don't even get me started on that. I'm not gonna get education on this. But basically, if you wanna fix the food, you gotta fix the mask. And I do agree with you with the 2-hour flight. If it's anything over 2 hours, hey, you know, if it obviously a child gets food and stuff like that. But we're adults. Like we can handle 2 hours not eating.
That's the thing. And that's what it comes down to, right? We don't need, like, you could go 2.5 hours without food and drink. Like, eat before you get on the plane, have something to drink before you get on. Like, I get there's
Yeah.
medical conditions. Cool. Guess what?
Exactly.
That's fine. But we don't need the entire plane going up and down, taking drinks and spreading disease and stuff necessarily. Now, I am that guy, though. If I'm on my 2-hour flight and I don't get my snack and my beverage, I feel like I got cheated. I will admit that. But, you know,
Really?
so, yeah, I do. I feel like, you know,
Nah,
like there's
I
one
could
time I
care
You're
slept
like, where
through
are my
snack.
peanuts? Damn it!
I
Where's my
slept-
pretzels?
No, here's the bullshit. This is the one thing I don't like about planes, right? Is that this is the biggest. They trained us for years that we get peanuts on the plane, right?
Yeah.
Somebody has peanut allergies.
And guess what? There's no fucking peanuts on the plane no more.
No,
What?
because the people that are so sensitive with peanut allergy fucked it up for everybody
God
else.
damn it! I just want. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do next time? I'm
If they have peanut allergies, they should fucking drive a bus.
find my own bag of peanuts on my next flight, and
From
I'm bringing
wherever they're
them, and
going.
I'm just gonna open them and just swirl the bag in the air so they get the peanut smell. Just you know, just
Oh my god.
fuck you guys.
I remember
Take my
there was
peanuts.
The guy, the
steward.
person all the way in the back swells up like the marshmallow man in fucking Ghostbusters and comes up to you, be like, "Motherfucker, this is what you did."
I'll be like, I don't know what you talking about. You can't prove shit. All my peanuts are in my belly.
I remember one time I was on a flight and one of the flight attendants woke me up from my nap for food. I looked at her, I was like, don't you ever do that again, bro.
See, I'm the
If I'm
opposite.
sleeping, I don't want food.
I
Like,
get pissed
don't
off if you
care.
don't wake me up because even if I don't eat it now, it's going to my bag. I'm taking it with me. It's mine.
I just
I
eat it.
paid for it.
But what about
No,
now,
it's-
right? Now, you pay extra for food.
Well, yeah, for food you do, except for the little small snacks. But that's where the airports have gotten better that you can bring outside food into the airport. You just can't bring liquid. So you have to buy
Which
a
I'm
drink.
cool with.
Yeah, you could. So like I said, I stopped at Panera on my way from Jersey to Florida and got packed up a nice turkey and bacon sandwich, 2 bags of chips, a chocolate chip cookie. You know, yeah, it was a little awkward walking around with this bag in the airport and stuff. But dude, when I sat on that plane and I started putting on my John Wick movie, and I'm like, okay, it's lunchtime, bitches, and I'm
No,
breaking
they
up
don't
my
check your
sandwich.
food. They don't check your food before you enter the plane.
It goes through the thing, through the
Oh, okay.
security thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's dangerous, bro. I'm like, no, fuck that. By the way, Goldo's on the chat.
I know. I was going to say,
Hey,
what up,
Goldo?
Goldo? So,
To answer Sheraton's question, I've gotten drunk before in the flight. I don't do it before because then they won't. If you reek like alcohol, they won't let you in. But
Yeah.
in there that you can
That's
you can
not-
drink.
That's not completely true because you know
If
how
somebody,
many.
if you sit next to somebody and you smell like alcohol, they complain, they kick you out.
Listen, I've been at the airport on delays, and I go to the bar. I knock a few back. You know,
Yeah,
I'd be
but are you reeking like alcohol? Or
I
you
mean,
just
what do
like,
you consider? Like, unless you're a raging fucking alcoholic who smells like alcohol that bad. Like, unless you're sweating out your pores and shit. Like, I don't understand your comments sometimes. Like, I mean, do I just
I
drink?
think he meant like
some
that. Like if you're so
alcohol cologne?
drunk that you can smell it.
Yeah,
that's-
if you're
those
so
are, like,
drunk,
straight-
if you're so drunk, well, you're almost like not like, well, like almost throwing up drunk. Yeah, they'll be like, no, you can't get it.
Well, that's different.
Well, that's what I mean.
You take shit to
Yeah,
extremes.
but I haven't seen anybody do that. I
Right?
mean, from
Like-
what I've heard.
People don't write.
I've seen it. That's why I tell you.
Whatever.
Oh, damn.
Well, going from Cancun.
No, no. The longest flight I've ever been is 24 hours. Well, 16 and then plus
16 straight hours on a plane.
yes.
Straight.
straight,
Damn.
Nonstop on
Yeah.
a plane.
nonstop.
And you
from,
didn't eat?
from San Francisco
And you didn't
to
Eat, drink, or shit once.
no during that. Remember, I said I developed the fear after the ban, everything more
Oh.
towards after that
Okay.
because
About
of
to
all the flights that I've
say.
been through that was crazy.
Yeah, I was about to say that's
Uh,
insane, bro. You ain't gonna make it.
See,
No,
that's
no,
that's what I
16.
don't get though. This is where here's what I don't get about people, right? You go onto these planes, and yes, you have a bad experience, but you survive. So now you're afraid. I would have less fear knowing that I went through those bad experiences, and
I
if I
know.
can survive them, what the fuck else? I'm good.
I know it takes a lot. It takes a lot. I based on some of the stuff I read to psych myself out and to at least educate myself on it. I actually downloaded a flight simulator for the Xbox just so I can conquer my fear of flying.
Really?
Yeah, because it's supposed to be a flight simulator, so I
Yeah.
can have some understanding of what goes in there. So usually when an airplane goes down, it's human error. It has nothing to do with it's actually the human trying to control it when instead of letting the airplane do what it's supposed to do, because it's all automated.
yeah.
And then once you take off, the pilot actually takes off, and then he hits a button, and everything else is automated, like destination and everything.
Autopilot,
anyways.
they call it. Yeah.
Huh?
Autopilot.
Yeah, autopilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything is autopilot. But on the flight to Australia was from from here to San Francisco was 6 hours. From San Francisco to Australia was 16.
Jesus.
And
Damn.
bro, I slept for 8 hours. Woke up. I'm like, bro, how much more we got? 8 more hours. God, I was like, damn, 8 more hours. But on the way in, it was beautiful. There was a storm I can see from so far away. I was looking through the window. I could see lightning. It was so far. We were so far away from it, but you could see it. There was a rain coming from a distance.
what
We
did
flew
you
up-
do for 16 hours though?
Watch movies.
Just free
That's all we
movies
did.
and shit. Yeah.
Watching free movies. They give you
Is there enough space to get up and walk around?
Alcohol is free on international flights.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Are you able to get up
international
and
I think
walk
they allow for
around? Is it like the
walking.
movies?
Yeah, you get up. Of
Yeah,
course
you
you
can
get
walk
up.
around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you get up, walk around, stretch, and just talk shit with your boys and until you get.
I want to do that, man. I want to go to Australia. I want a 16-hour flight. I don't even know if planes can stay in the air that long. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, 16
Yeah.
hours
Was it-
straight, bro.
Was it one of those big planes with like 2 stories and
Yeah,
all that?
it was yeah,
Those are
Airbus,
nice.
bro.
I would love to be on those.
Those shits when they're taking off the tarmac, when they're taking off, you feel like you're not moving because the thing is so
Really?
big, and you're like, yo, is it ever gonna be able to take off? And I think it has to reach 200 miles, or I don't remember the speed,
88 miles per hour
just to take off.
just to
Really?
go back in
And-
time. 88 miles
Yeah.
per hour.
You're right. You're 100% right. You go, and then when I was making phone calls from over here, we was a day and a half
He has no idea
Difference.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, he didn't catch
He
it.
didn't
catch it
He
at all.
didn't catch-
to go back in time. When you go to
Yeah.
Australia, you're going back.
Yeah,
Yeah, but when you
going
go back in time, you have to go 88 miles per hour. Hello?
Now I get it. I get it now.
You didn't
Hello,
catch it.
McFly.
The McFly. Yeah.
McFly. No, I think you have to go 100 to 200 miles an hour for the airplane. But on an Airbus, is you feel like it doesn't make it. Man, that thing that thing goes up. It's so slow getting to at least 10,000 feet. so slow just to get there. When that thing turns to just to navigate to get to where it has to go, you feel like that whole airplane is gonna do this and shit, because when it turns, it's just so big and heavy, and and everything just like this.
It's amazing when you think about it. Something that big is going in the air.
That huge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fucking nuts. So, all right. You guys got anything else? If not, I think it's about that time to start wrapping it up. Like I said, I don't have
this week. We don't have
screens.
FOH.
Yeah, I don't have I don't have it really ready to go, unfortunately, with everything.
You had an FOH just in case, Phoenix.
Nah, I didn't have anything.
I didn't either, so we could skip it this week.
Perfect.
Since we couldn't have things.
Yeah, this is
2 weeks in a row for me. Must be this.
Damn.
Yeah. But yeah, good episode, guys. I had a lot of fun, even though it was silly.
Even though you guys were making fun of me, but it's okay.
I apologize. I couldn't get the chat in because I appreciate everybody being very. I appreciate all the people watching was very chatty on the chat tonight, but I couldn't get it up because of some behind the scenes issues. Yes. Natasha, when you watch the rest of this video, tune in next week. We will have your FOH up. Okay.
Yeah. In the future, I think we should do more stories because I have a lot of flight stories, bro. A lot.
We can literally just
airplane
have stories
that I went through in the airplane, getting there.
So listen, that's what this is about. It's about having fun, telling stories, and going. So, all right. Well, for Phoenix Born 63, for I Am Messiah, and for the Monster on the Mic. Until next time, guys. Have a great night. Stay safe.
Have a good night.